Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. Cartoon Network needs to drastically change and fix their schedules. The schedule during the day is okay. That's not the schedule that I'm referring to. It's more so once Cartoon Network hits 5 o'clock on any given day of the week, the schedule becomes a bit redundant, a bit repetitive, and some days of the week is just straight up awful because there's nothing for them to put on the air. So obviously Monday through Thursday, we have Checkered Past coming on to Cartoon Network. I've made videos discussing Checkered Past in the past and how a year ago I was praising the block. I was so happy to see that we have a classics block on Cartoon Network, but it's been over a year since that block premiered on August 28th of last year, being 2023, and quite frankly, I'm rather disappointed to see what they've done to it over the span of a year. When we started out with Checkered Past last year, it started out with 4 shows being a part of the lineup: the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Courage of the Cowardly Dog, Edda and Eddie, and Dexter's Laboratory, and that was pretty much the entirety of the lineup for the first few months of its inception. Every day you'd have those 4 shows airing, except on Fridays where you'd have a 2-hour marathon of one of those 4 series, alternating every single week which one got that highlight, that special 2-hour marathon. From the get-go I was saying that Checkered Past needs to be expanded upon, and they haven't done so. For what reason, I don't know. I don't know why at 7 p.m. we need to have King of the Hill come on, but that's neither here nor there, followed by Bob's Burgers. It'd be great to see other Cartoon Network series take on that spotlight at those hours. I've talked time and time again how they need to expand upon the block and add more shows to the lineup, but they haven't done so. And what they have done to Checkered Past is, instead of having the recurring 4 shows air every single night, like I said before, those 4 series, now it's just 2 of them, and they alternate every so often which ones are on the air. So right now, the current cycle is we have Dexter's Laboratory, followed by the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, with Edda and Eddie and Courage the Cowardly Dog being nowhere in sight, and that's the lineup that we have. And quite frankly, in my opinion, I just think they've made it quite redundant and repetitive. You have the same shows airing over and over again, and furthermore, they have in the past aired the same episodes from those series over the span of a few weeks. So it's like, what was the point of Checkered Past introducing it if you're then going to do nothing with it? It just seems to me, and this has happened with Cartoon Network, same thing with the 30th anniversary, it's like they put in an ounce of effort, but then they give up after that, right? It's like Checkered Past was a great idea, but you never expanded upon it. You never did anything more with it other than swapping out some shows here and there, and now making it that there's only 2 shows a night instead of 4 shows a night. And again, I don't understand exactly what they're doing here and why they don't expand upon the block, because it's a great idea, but the execution of it after a year has been bad, in my opinion. In the beginning, it was good because, hey, something is better than nothing. Let's just test the waters and see how this does. But now that we've seen the output for a year, we've seen that people are watching it, we've seen the viewership numbers go up, I would think that you'd expand upon it then and you'd do something more with it, but instead they've done nothing with it. Furthermore, on top of that, we've lost the Friday Checkered Past block in favor of introducing Toonami Rewind, which is a fantastic idea in its own right. Essentially what it is Checkered Past, but for anime. So you have Sailor Moon on for an hour, then you have a half hour of Naruto and a half hour of Dragon Ball Z Kai, and that's it, once a week every Friday. I said when that was introduced, that new block, that they should expand it to either be, Saturdays and Sundays and Fridays together, the 3-day weekend you get there, or have it be a larger block on Friday nights, or have it be a larger block on Saturday nights, and they haven't really done anything with it. I know that's a little bit on the newer side. It only came out a few months ago, or rather it only premiered a few months ago, but I'll be real with you guys. In the few months that Toonami Rewind has been on the air, I have yet to tune into it once, and it's not due to a lack of interest. That's not it. It's more so on a Friday night from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'm not watching Cartoon Network. I'm usually not even home. I might be hanging out with some friends. I might be watching some sports. I might be doing something else with my life other than sitting down to watch Cartoon Network for 2 hours. So therefore, I feel like just having that 2-hour window for this great block is a shame, because you can expand upon it and have it be on the air much more than that. You could have it be this huge block leading up to the real Toonami on Saturday nights, because now Toonami, for those of you that don't know, doesn't start airing until Saturday at midnight. So let's say from like 5 p.m. to, I don't know, let's say midnight, or maybe we push it back a little bit, let's say from like 8 p.m. to midnight, you have Toonami Rewind on the air, showing all these old anime classics that aren't really on the air as much anymore. I will say though, regarding me not watching Toonami Rewind, it has nothing to do with the block itself, as I was saying before. It's more so the time at which they premiered it. It's coming out on a Friday night during the summer. During the summers, I feel like most people are trying to get out more than they're in, right? This is the time of year where the weather is is nice, the time of year where kids are off from school. They're trying to do things with their lives and not sit home and watch Toonami Rewind. So I feel like maybe when the winters come, I will actually start to give Toonami Rewind more of a chance because there's less to do outside and more to do inside. So maybe I'll give it a watch every so often, but I just feel like everything I'm saying about the schedule compounded with the fact that they haven't done anything with Checkered Past. It's like they have these great ideas that they're doing, but they just kind of leave it there instead of trying to expand upon it. I've discussed this in other videos as well, but on Saturdays and Sundays, once Cartoon Network switches off to Adult Swim at 5 p.m., it's absolutely abysmal what's on the channel. They just don't have anything to air on Saturdays. It's literally King of the Hill and Bob's Burgers, and then at midnight you get Toonami. Toonami used to be this giant block that would start at like 8 p.m., but I don't know what's happened to it. I don't know why it's not happening until midnight now. It's like Cartoon Network and Warner Brothers Discovery, they just don't want to pay for the rights of these animes, so we're not having this be this giant block anymore that it used to be. Then on Sundays, we used to have Acme Night turn on at 5 p.m., but now instead, they still have a movie airing every week, but quite frankly, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I haven't been keeping close tabs on it like I used to, but every so often I'll check on a Sunday, see what's on Cartoon Network at this hour. More often than not, it's something that I'm not really interested in watching. Like today, it's Ocean 9, I think, or Ocean 13, whatever that movie is called. I think it's Ocean's 9. I know there's Ocean's 11. It's the one before that. They have that movie on the channel, and it's like, that doesn't really seem to fit Cartoon Network at all. Like, what are we doing airing that on the channel? Why don't we have something cool? I don't know. Let's say a movie like I Am Number 4. That's a pretty cool movie, right? That I feel like all ages could enjoy. Or maybe something like The Sorcerer's Apprentice. I know those are Disney movies, but they had the Star Wars movies on last year. They had Spider-Man on a few years back. It's just the selection of movies that they've been airing on the channel from what I've been seeing haven't exactly been the most exciting. So again, it just kind of makes me wonder what their thought process is here. It seems like they're trying to put an effort forward. They're trying to put their best foot forward when it comes to Cartoon Network. But then at the 5 p.m. hour, it's like they put an ounce of effort in and then have since given up. And I kind of don't understand what the thought process is there and why they haven't tried to expand upon the good thing they got going. Because now after a year of Checkered Past, it's gotten old. I'll be honest, I never check out Checkered Past anymore because quite frankly, it got stale. It's the same shows airing over and over and over again, and they haven't even expanded upon the block to make it better, to make it more interesting. Like I've suggested in other videos before, why not make it that every night a week is a blast from a different decade or a different era of Cartoon Network? Like maybe the first night on Monday nights, that's the 90s era. You have a bunch of shows that premiered in the 90s and very early 2000s. Then the next night maybe is your mid 2000s era. Then the next night is your late 2000s, early 2010s era, and so on and so on. So every night you get a different variety of shows from Cartoon Network's past, but instead it's the same handful, 5 to 10 shows that they've been airing over the past year. It's the same few that are getting highlighted. They're not really adding anything new to the lineup. It's just, Great Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Ed and Eddie, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Dexter's Laboratory with the occasional Cow and Chicken and I Am Weasel thrown in there as well. Other than that, they haven't really done much with the lineup. I've yet to see a show like the Powerpuff Girls or maybe Codename Kids Next Door or even Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends enter the lineup. I just don't understand why they aren't trying to progress it and make it even better than it was in the beginning, because it was a great thing when it started, but it seems like they've kind of just forgotten about it and I just don't understand why. Anyways, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about all this. What do you guys think about Cartoon Network's schedule and everything that I discussed in this video? From Checkered Past all the way to Toonami Rewind to the Saturday and Sunday schedules just being abysmal with what they have on the air. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from DC Network. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.